The vacation or the trip, the pleasure of it begins. When we board the plane, it's quality time that we would never have on a commercial flight.
We try to make this a unique experience, one that is something that really you look forward to every time you get on one of our airplanes.
It has totally changed the way we enjoy travel.
From day one, when we started NetJets, we realized that it was something more than an airplane that we had to provide. And really what we tried to provide is a unique experience.
With one phone call, you feel so cared for.
The whole experience really begins from when you book your trip, the level of service you get on the airplane, the things behind the airplane that you don't see.
When an owner calls in to book a flight, they'll have a familiar voice on the other end, someone that knows what they like, knows what FBO they depart from, knows the kind of catering that they will order.
I just say, make one phone call and bingo, the plane is there and you're ready to go. I've never been disappointed in 10 years, never been disappointed.
We don't limit it to just the flight. If they need us to help arrange something while they're on their vacation or business trip, we always offer those services.
We can anticipate a lot of times what the owner's going to ask for and have that ready ahead of time.
They're just most accommodating, right down to the videos for the children, the grandchildren, and even dog biscuits for the dogs. So they seem to think of everything.
The team concept really allows for us to get to know our owners.
It's just a pleasure, the way we're looked after and how safe we feel.
Everyone that gets on one of my airplanes, or their airplane actually, is putting their life and their family's life in my hands. And that's a responsibility I take very seriously. And it's a responsibility that my whole company takes very seriously. And being part of Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett's company, is a tremendous advantage because Warren says to me, Rich, I don't care what you spend on safety and security. All I want to know is that we are the safest operation in the world. And that's the way we operate.
You have to have the highest level of safety at any time, and the best way to do that is through a well-trained pilot.
You can tell about the professionalism of the pilots.
In all our aircraft, both pilots are certified, type-rated, and trained as captains. We will not accept anybody that does not have the highest grade pilot certificate available and a first-class medical. Our philosophy is that they will only fly one aircraft type, and not only one aircraft type, but they're also going to fly only one cockpit configuration. So when we spec the airplanes out, we spec them out exactly the same by aircraft type.
It's excellent for the pilots because we become particularly familiar with just that aircraft.
We lead the industry in the number of days that we have our pilots in training.
We go to training in the simulators every 6 months.
We're dedicated to delivering the best trained pilots in the industry.
I have used NetJets exclusively from the day I purchased the company. I have no special pilots, I have no special airplane, I have no special customer service people, I have no special treatment, nor does Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett's entire family flies with NetJets, and again, he or his family is not treated any differently than any of our owners. From the beginning, we really decided not to affiliate with any one manufacturer simply because we didn't want to be dependent upon what product they made.
Our maintenance control operation is constantly monitoring the fleet of airplanes.
Being independent enables us to choose the best possible airplanes for our owners, a much broader line than any of our competitors that are part of a manufacturing company, in making sure that the service and the quality of the airplane is at the highest level.
We have an extremely reliable fleet, and it's only getting better with time.
And so it's a combination of things: safe airplane, comfortable airplanes, and great resale airplanes. Really, I designed the NetJets concept more for the business person than I did for the personal traveler.
I look at NetJet as a business tool, a tool to use my time efficiently.
Buying a fraction of an airplane gives you, in effect, an airplane at any location in the United States. So if you buy a quarter of an airplane, you can fly the chairman out on Monday to California. On Tuesday, you can fly a key executive from Phoenix to California to meet him. On Wednesday, you can fly someone from Teterboro to Pittsburgh. Now, you can't do that with one airplane, and you can do that with a quarter of an airplane with NetJets.
When I fly on NetJet, I bring 2 briefcases full of my work. So I can do a lot of my work, do a lot of my reading. Nobody can call me. I can call them if I want. Okay, so that's a great advantage.
We are truly a global company. Last year we flew to 92 countries. We have an operation in Europe. We have an operation in the Middle East. We'll be at some point in Asia. We'll be in South America. We have airplanes that can connect those parts of the world. And what it does is it gives the businessman or the personal traveler the assurance that when he gets on an airplane in any of those countries, he's getting on a NetJets operated airplane. What I would love all my owners to do is visit our operations center in Columbus and really see what happens from the moment the trip is booked till the trip is dispatched. There are a number of things that we do that are just different than everyone else. How the meteorologist gets involved, how our licensed dispatcher gets involved, how our program manager double checks everything with the pilots. We have a dual release. In other words, we don't release the trip unless 2 people have approved it.
It just reaffirmed the research we did to know that not only is the aircraft safe, the pilots are well trained, but there's also a brain base of knowledge and technology that looks after us on the ground.
It's really a second set of eyes that looks at the details as far as aircraft performance, weather and route of the trip. We'll follow the flight up until it's on the ground and we know that the passengers have departed.
I feel looked after, I feel cared for, and that is extended to our entire family.
We're all committed. We're committed to a single cause, and that's to get the airplanes moving in a safe fashion, get the people where they need to be, get them there on time, and deliver a product that's superior to anybody else's.
From the time we pick up the phone until we wave goodbye to the pilots, it's just that wonderful, cared for feeling.